What's up? Woo-hoo. Guys, what's up? Hey, just a quick thought. James Michael Grimes. Go YouTube his name. Watch the interview Good Morning America did with him. Just an amazing story. I mean, he needs to be playing the lotto. And for those of y'all that don't know the name, he is the passenger that fell off the cruise ship on the Thanksgiving, the Carnival Valor, and ended up in the water. Story is just amazing. They have it straight from him. There's some gaps there that I'm really curious about, and maybe someday they'll come back to him. He doesn't know how he ended up in the ocean. Said supposedly he was going to the bathroom, and next thing he remembers is waking up in the ocean, and there is no ships around. So there's definitely some timeline things there that are out of whack. How you end up in the ocean is kind of a bizarre feat. Those rails on the cruise ships, I don't know that I could end up. I'm a fairly tall guy, 6'1". I don't know that I could just fall over the rail if I ran into it, if I was kind of out of it. I don't know. It's just an amazing story. I mean, this guy's either the most unfortunate guy in the world, or he's definitely the luckiest guy in the world. After 20 hours in the ocean, you're usually not found. His story goes on to talk about seeing something in the water and him kicking at it, and it's just an amazing story. I mean, I'm shocked. I'm shocked that after 20 hours, and I don't know, there's just some things that you wonder how can happen on today's cruise ships. They supposedly have the motion cameras and things that if anything goes overboard, they're supposed to know about it. How that doesn't really seem to work, I don't know. This was supposedly the story he gives on there, is he told his sister that he was going to the bathroom and they just never returned, and I guess didn't know if he went back to the cabin or what, and wasn't even reported overboard for 20 hours. So simply amazing this guy was found floating out in the middle of the ocean like that. In 20 hours they didn't even report it as a missing person. So the first 20 hours he was in the I'm sorry, it wasn't 20 hours. It was more like the next day, 2 o'clock the next day. So it was more like 12 hours. He was actually in the ocean for over 20 hours, but it was like 12 hours. They didn't even report him missing. He goes on to talk about his story that he kind of gave everything he had when he saw a tanker ship to swim towards the tanker ship. The rescue crew actually had the impression that he gave that this guy was on his last seconds in the water before he went under and was just done. Just like I said, amazing story. You got to go pick it up. I mean, some of my questions will probably never be answered. How did you end up in the ocean? I don't know how you just went overboard and woke up hours later floating in the ocean. So there's one. I mean, luckily you went over, you survived, you don't have a broken bone in nothing, you're fine. But what happened between the time you went over and the hour or so the cruise ship you went over disappeared into the darkness? Is amazing that you stayed afloat and didn't luckiest dude in the world right here. This dude needs to, I mean, his 4-leaf clover or something. I mean, he did find a note in his pocket that you'll have to go check out the video to see what it says, because I don't exactly remember, but he's a lucky dude, man. Good news, man. Not all bad things happen on cruise ships, but I'll end with this. If you're going overboard on a cruise ship, your chances of survival are probably not good. I don't think you're going to die from the fall, but if you hit wrong, you're definitely not going to be happy. And if you're left out there for any amount of time, anybody that's taking a cruise, you realize after you leave port that next day on the cruise, that I call it the most perfect time of a cruise. It's the day after you leave. You get on there, you're leaving port, you go to sleep, you wake up that first morning on the cruise ship is just the most beautiful thing you'll ever see. Nothing but the most beautiful colored water. It's just paradise. But you also realize how tiny you are, because you are in the middle of the ocean and there's not a thing around. You do not normally see a bunch of other ships. I mean, I talk to people and they're thinking, oh, it's like the lake, you know, there's boats here right now. That first day, that first morning, you're out there and you see nothing but water as far as you can see. It's just a feeling that's just incredible to me. Most beautiful blue water you've ever seen in your life. But anyway, rambling. I get bad off to rambling. Hey, do like my channel down below. Give me a thumbs up. We're gonna keep doing these and hopefully get a good following, get an audience together. We have a cruise planned on the Allure, Royal Caribbean's Allure of the Seas in April. Let me know in the comments if there was anything you would like to see or have me film or do anything on that cruise ship. I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff on the cruise ship while I'm there. And just let me know if there's anything special you'd like to see. But give me a thumbs up. Give me subscribe to the channel. You're going to get updates on the Allure as we get closer to it. Other than that, that's it, guys. Bye-bye.